morning to everyone. Myself Jasmeet Kaur from Plus 2 Humanities of Shri Guru Tegh Bahadur Public School Patiala, and today I am going to talk about a freedom fighter and a beacon of tribal revolution, Birsa Munda. So let's talk about who was Birsa Munda. So Birsa Munda was born on 15th November 1875 and he was an Indian tribal independence activist. He was a folk hero who belonged to the Munda tribe. He also headed a tribal religious movement that was held in the Bengal Presidency in the late 19th centuries during the British Raj. That's why he became a prominent figure in the history of the Indian independence movement. This revolt was mainly concentrated in the Munda belt of Khunti, Tamar, Sirwada and Bandgaon. Now let's talk about the early life of Birsa Munda. So Birsa Munda's early life was marked by various shifts. Firstly, he took his formal education in Salga under Jaipal Nag's guidance, and then later he converted to Christianity to attend the German mission school. But afterwards, he realized that Britishers are using education as a tool to convert tribals into Christianity. So following this realization, he found a new faith known as Birsa faith, which drew many followers from Munda community, and it became a significant threat to the colonizers. These followers openly declared that they are Birsids and declared the British as their adversary. So now let's talk about the Munda rebellion. So the Birsa Munda rebellion is also known as Munda Ulgulan. It was held in the Chota Nagpur against the British Raj in the late 19th century. So this rebellion was caused due to many factors. Firstly, the British had taken over much of the tribal land in Chota Nagpur to do plantation and mining. This led to the tribals being landless and impoverished. Secondly, they were exploited by landlords, and landlords took rents from them and forced them to work as a bonded laborers. Thirdly, British missionaries were trying to convert the tribals to the Christianity. This led to huge resentment among the tribals who were deeply attached to their religion, to their cultures, and to their traditions. So, this rebellion was aimed to establish a Munda Raj instead of British Raj. The rebellion aimed to establish the Munda Raj instead of British Raj, and the Mundas used their traditional symbols to attack the symbols of the Sikhs and the European power. Thirdly, they also raised a white flag as a symbol of Birsa Raj. Then Munda was arrested by the British police on 3rd March 1900, and he died of cholera in jail, and the movement faded out. Now, what were the achievements of Munda rebellion? So Munda rebellion was a significant event in the Indian history, and the achievements include that the rebellion showed the Britishers that they are not ready to accept the British rule without a fight. It also led the awareness of the problems to the whole world that were faced by the tribals, like land alienation, exploitation by landlords, or religious interference. This also led to the British government to introduce some reforms to improve the lives of tribals, like Chota Nagpur Tenancy Act of 1908 or the Chota Nagpur Land Acquisition Act of 1908. So Munda rebellion also inspired other movements also, like Santhal rebellion, Bhil rebellion, and these movements helps to weaken the British rule and also helps to get the independence of India. So now let's talk about the Birsa Munda's legacy. So Birsa Munda's brief yet impactful life shaped the course of tribal rights and resistance. His legacy endures in the hearts of the tribal communities, and his consciousness lives in the hearts of the people of the nation. So he was a defender of the tribal rights. Birsa Munda was an icon who fought against the British exploitation, and he did effort to restore the tribal rights over forests and lands. Secondly, he was also a spiritual leader. He was a religious reformer who cleansed this tribal society of superstitions and social evils. And thirdly, he was also an inspiration for legislation because his resistance led to acts like Chota Nagpur Tenancy Act for securing land rights. So, at the younger age of 25 years, Birsa Munda died in prison on June 9, 1900, and according to the sources, he was poisoned by the British authorities to curb the Ulgulan, but with his death, the movement came to an end. So, every year on the birth anniversary of Birsa Munda, the Janjatiya Gaurav Divas or the Tribal Pride Day is celebrated to pay homage to the tribal heroes of India. The day celebrates the tribal cultures, their traditions, and also the contribution of tribal heroes in shaping the Indian nation. So, Birsa sect. The sect incorporated elements from traditional tribal and Hinduism, Christianity, and it also reflected Birsa's own spiritual journey and his own experiences. Secondly, this sect also discouraged harmful social practices that were prevalent among the tribal communities. And thirdly, it also served as a rallying point for tribal unity, enabling consolidating resistance against the colonial regime. So, in conclusion, I want to say that the life and legacy of Birsa Munda are an example of the resistance of a common man and the deprived section of the society. He also shows the importance of resistance in India's socio-political fabric, and it also gives us insight into India's colonial history, landlords, movements, and indigenous faith practices. So, the life of Birsa Munda also highlights the importance of inclusive faith and tribal welfare, which are integral to India's national development. Thank you for lending me your ears. Have a nice day.